Hello, everybody, and welcome to our 29th episode of the Minutes of Mindfulness series. I am your host, JC Conway, and as always, we are insanely grateful to have you here. Today's episode, I want to talk about mental health disorders, and I just kind of want to dive right in. I don't really have a script or, a outline for today's episode, and I'm just going to speak from the heart. And the reason I want to do that is because a lot of you guys probably don't know this, but I consider myself somewhat of a rap savant. I've been listening to rap ever since I was like 6 years old. I can remember the good old days rocking out to like Bone Thugs and Harmony, Tupac, Biggie, and like even today, my favorite rappers are like J. Cole, Kendrick, Wale, and Mac Miller. And if you aren't familiar with the rap, culture or the rap scene, Mac Miller is a 26-year-old rap artist. He's been on the scene since 2009 or so, and I started listening to him around 2010, I want to say. And unfortunately, on Friday, Mac Miller was found dead in his mansion after what is an apparent overdose on drugs. And it's just a really, really sad thing to me. And when my wife told me on Friday that he was found dead, it really actually kind of hit me hard. In fact, I almost cried because, like I said, I've been listening to Mac Miller for so long. He's kind of been a part of my life, and he's helped inspire me in some way, shape, or form. And I think music's like that for everybody. The music we listen to tends to inspire us to some degree, and Mac Miller for sure was no different. And so when I found out that he was gone, it really bummed me out, and it got me thinking. It just seems like this is happening a lot these days. It just seems like too often someone who's way too young, who's way too talented, or someone who has way too much to offer this world commits suicide or takes their own life. And to me, this should never happen. And the reason it is because mental illness is something that's treatable. It's something that's curable. But so many times it goes overlooked because we're so scared to talk about it. It's like we got this ridiculous stigma around mental disorders. And even if we're suffering from them, we most of the times don't have the courage to actually talk about it because we're scared of what people are going to think. And it just bums me out because I feel like had someone just leaned into what Mac was saying, because if you listen to Mac Miller's last album, the last one he dropped a few months ago, he had a lot of cries for help. And this is not just in retrospect. I mean, he was talking about his struggle with drug addiction. He was talking about his struggles with mental health disorders. He was talking about his battles with anxiety and depression. And yet nobody really stepped in to help him or maybe even have an authentic conversation about what he was going through. It sucks, but in all too many cases, it seems like people just enable someone like that. And even to some degree in our own lives, people who aren't celebrities, we either enable people to continue living in a mental health state that's not positive, or we enable ourselves by not talking about it to stay in this, negative mental mind frame or mind pattern. And it just sucks because the culture that we live in kind of breeds this environment. And unless we start talking about this shit, it's not going to get better. So my hope today is that if you're feeling like you're battling any sort or any degree or any inch or ounce of depression or anxiety, please, please, please do me a favor. Go get help. If anything, shoot me an email and just talk to me, because I know just talking about it can be really, really helpful. Now, I can tell you that if you are really, really battling with anxiety or depression, you're going to need to get professional help. When my anxiety was at its highest, I sought professional help. But that's not to say that we can't hedge the symptoms of anxiety and depression, or we can't hedge ourselves against even contracting those mental disorders in the future. Just like physical health, mental health is very much the same in that the more we practice positive habits, i.e. journaling, meditating, living mindfully, going to bed early, having positive thoughts, the better our mental framework is. The better our mental framework is, the better it is at handling battles against depression and anxiety or whatever might come up in our lives that wants to knock us off balance in some way, shape, or form. So just like going to the gym to build strong muscles, we need to go to the meditation cushion to build a strong mind. We need need to journal to build a strong mind. And just like with going to the gym, it can't happen one time and then be done. You have to do it consistently throughout the rest of your life if you want to be able to live healthily and optimally. Mental health disorders have become our generation's cancer. I saw that headline. I can't quite remember where, but it's actually going to be the title of this episode, because our parents battled with cancer. In other words, that was the most prevalent disease that they've faced as they've gotten older, and that's probably because they grew up maybe not eating as healthy or living as healthy with as good a medicine and so on and so forth. The millennial generation, the Generation Zs. Our cancer, our big disease that we're going to have to figure out is mental health. And until we start talking about this shit and until we start doing stuff about it, like meditating and journaling or seeking help or seeking answers, it's only going to get worse. You're only going to see more Mac Millers in this world taking their lives. You're only going to see more talented young people who have so much to offer this world go too soon because they didn't have the tools to manage the mental anguish that they were feeling. So with that, guys, I thank you for sticking with me through this entire episode. I know our topic was a little bleak today, but I think it's really important. And I do want to take one just quick second again to say, Mac Miller, man, I love you, buddy. Rest in peace, my friend. Really sad to see you go, but the impact you had on my life and will have on my life is greatly appreciated. So to his family, may they be well. And Mac, I hope you rest in peace, my friend. And then everybody else, do me a favor, and I guess a couple of quick favors before we get out of here. Is just talk about a turnaround. Head over to Lee's website at www.purposefullivingcenter.com. It seems like Lee's kicked it into like another gear lately. She's got classes and sessions and all kinds of stuff all over social media, it seems like these days. So it seems like she's blowing up. She's got a lot of really awesome stuff. Lee's really great. You guys know that. So make sure to go check her out at her website. Go check her out at her office down in Midtown. And then also do me a favor. I talked about this company last week, the Good Elephant Company. I've been working for them, and there's just such a cool company. So if you want to like attend one of the classes as a student, or maybe even teach a class, if you're looking to get into teaching, whether it's mindfulness or yoga or Tai Chi or whatever it is, head over to www.goodelephant.co and see all the amazing stuff they got going on. I'm sure there's something there to satiate your guys' need for mindfulness. And then lastly, if I haven't asked for enough already, head over to my website at www.meditatingmillennials.com. Thank you guys for watching our 29th episode. We hope you're well. We hope you have an awesome week. We hope to see you next Sunday for our 30th episode of the Minutes of Mindfulness series. And until then, stay mindful, stay blessed, and we'll see you next Sunday. Thanks.